Hello and welcome to the preview of the Eastern Conference semi-finals between the 3rd seed Philadelphia 76ers and the 2nd seed Boston Celtics. So, I'm going to talk about the Celtics, then the 76ers, and I'll give you a prediction at the end of the video. So, without further ado, let's get into this one. The Boston Celtics would manage to get out of the first round beating the Atlanta Hawks in a series where they were challenged at times. However, it didn't look like there was much doubt in them advancing to this stage, given the play of Jayson Tatum and other guys as well. Defensively, the Boston Celtics really slowed down Trae Young, and I mean that you can look at his points per game and it's still respectable, or very respectable at that, but his shooting percentages have dropped quite a bit due to the focus that they were giving on the defensive end, with guys like White and Smart really going at him, and that can be another factor when they match up against the 76ers, with guards like Tyrese Maxey and James Harden, to name a few, being guys that will have the ball in their hands and be expected to score. Maxey was a leading scorer for the 76ers in the first round, so that tells you all you need to know. Jaylen Brown played great supporting Jayson Tatum. Jayson Tatum himself played really well, given that the defensive plan of the Hawks was geared to getting the ball out of his hands and slowing him down, and they didn't do that great of a job, given that he averaged nearly 30 points per game on very good efficiency, above 40% from the field, and shooting very good numbers from the three-point land as well. Touched on the defensive efforts of the team, and that is going to be very important against this Philadelphia 76ers team, which shoot the ball very well from the perimeter, and in a large sample size during the regular season had the best three-point percentage out of any team in the league as well. Now, it's also worth acknowledging the play of guys like Robert Williams really impacting the game on the defensive side of the floor. Al Horford didn't really have a great scoring series, but his defensive impacts were felt. And Malcolm Brogdon, the 6th man of the year, was playing brilliant as well. Throughout this series, the Boston Celtics maintained a points per game total of above 120, and defensively, as I've mentioned many times now, they were very respectable, and that is no small feat given to the Atlanta Hawks. Their claim to fame is the offensive side of the ball with Trae Young, so it's very impressive for them to have still dominated in both metrics. Gallinari was listed as out for the Game 5 match. He could potentially return, but it remains to be seen if they'll risk putting an underdone player in at such a crucial stage of the season. But now they face a real challenge in the Philadelphia 76ers. And before I talk about the 76ers, don't forget to like, comment who you think will win, and subscribe to the channel if you want to watch more of these playoff previews. I'll have many more of them coming through to the finals, so I'd like you guys to be around for that. But onto the Philadelphia 76ers side of the preview. In what was a bit of a defensive slugfest of a series, they managed to sweep the Brooklyn Nets, and if you look at all the box scores and all the matchups, and even through watching too, you can tell that this series was closer than what the numbers would indicate, and regardless, they're through. That's all that matters. Joel Embiid should be able to make a return for Game 1, recovering from that knee, given the extra time that the 76ers have had off through winning that, sweeping the Nets. Now, it was really impressive to see the other guys stepping up in the absence of Joel Embiid's true MVP contention play, with Tyrese Maxey averaging 22 points per game, shooting 50% from 3, so that's something to watch for the Celtics. Tobias Harris, really chipped in, averaging 20 points per game, again on very respectable efficiency too. So in the lack of play from James Harden and Joel Embiid, those guys still showed up in spades. Now, James Harden does need to bounce back for this series, because he shot 34% from 2-point range, and then also 42% from 3, so he probably needs to be a bit more consistent on the 3 levels of scoring that makes him such a dominant player. He was still assisting the ball and shooting from the perimeter, but when you want to make the conference finals, the guys probably have to step up a bit more. And, guys like D'Anthony Melton off of the bench played really well too. Now, when it comes to this matchup with the Celtics, it's worth noting that the season series went 3-1 in favor of Boston, but there was no blowouts. It was the biggest margin was 9 points. Now, when you look at a point of difference here that would separate the 76ers from other teams is their 42% shooting from 3 throughout the whole season, but the Celtics counteract that really well, holding their opponents to just 34.5% from 3, so that could be a key matchup to where the game and the series is won and lost between these two teams. This is a really good matchup. It's really exciting that we have these two teams and they're all healthy, ready to go. I feel like this could be a bit of a swing in the series, so I think that Boston win in 6 games, but there'll be no blowouts. It should be pretty close, so that's what I think. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Peace out.